we we got the Pro League analyst himself, LambCast or TheRealBugs, as he's known on his Twitter alias.
What's up?
Declan, you want to say something, mate? You said it. There you go. What's up? Anyway, today we're going to be talking about his journey into Pro League. Any Pro League, bear in mind, but still Pro League.
Throwing shade.
No shade whatsoever, mate.
Pro League's Pro League.
Pro League is Pro League. Just, it better not be LATAM or you're fucked. I'm kidding.
LATAM's good, Pro League. LATAM's just all about straight guns, good.
Mate, LATAM's just fucking aggressive. It's so good to watch. So it's really interesting how the finals are gonna go tonight. Predictions.
Up all night.
Predictions.
I
I want to say Navi. I really do.
don't know about winning the whole thing. Navi.
I think they might.
I don't know. I don't want to say anything. But starting from quarterfinals, I think Giants are going to win. Then I believe Dark Zero are going to win. So it'll be Dark Zero Giants semi-final. And then in the second semi, I think it's going to be based off of Ninjas and Pajamas' recent issues with visa stuff.
Yeah, two Spanish players?
Two Spanish guys, Barros and Polo from Vodafone Giants. They're free agents now because that roster got released. But
yeah,
based off, nothing to do with those guys, but just based off the issues they've had. Not got the full team, although they're playing super strong in LATAM. I don't think they're going to topple Team Reciprocity. And then Navi, I mean, I know Wildcard are good. They caused some upsets in APAC, but to beat Navi, I mean, you're gonna have to pull an Eminem 2.0.
Aye, definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
obviously, one of the things about Navi right now, obviously, since they've not got Doki, they've not got their full roster potential. Pai is a very good player, and it will be very interesting to see how they hold up with that roster. It's been doing well. It has been doing well.
Yeah.
But obviously, they might have had a little bit of an edge if Doki was also there with them. But that's a different thing. Anyway, getting into it, your Pro League story. So, only reason I know Bugs, main reason is we were in T3H together. Sways, fuck off.
T3 protest.
T3 Pro. Nah, but gosh,
we
mate, what?
We did it all.
mate, you did it all. You did it all. You did it all. I only played in the spring promos with you in the Meme Academy, the original
in the
meme.
official OG Meme Academy, which is coming back on unofficially.
It's not the official, but you know, it's got two of the OG roster.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be official. I mean, you've got Fraser and Ralphie who are like
no
Twitch
longer with us
streamers now, and then you've got Jay who's reviving his comp career
with S7 or whatever
F7,
it's called.
Yeah, who won the previous what do you call it, promo series. So I mean, they're doing pretty good, but I can't see them coming to play because they're going to be playing as well.
Yeah, but we've got big Snorlax, you know, good friend of ours. We've got big Cal.
Snorlax, if you can't remember who Snorlax is, it's Funzy. If you can't remember that, it's Glyph, or it's some other name that he's had every single month he's been on PC.
He changes names like we have hot dinners. No very many.
He changes teams. He changes names and more than I change teams, mate.
Hashtag disband meme. But anyway, coming back to, obviously you were back in T4H. Back in the day, you were on the academy team. Originally, the hard breach player support. You know, Fairmite main, big Fairmite main boy. Then you ended up moving into a team management position. Then you were,
which involved nothing.
Yeah. Then you were released.
No.
/ left.
Yeah, left due to
join Pact.
Left to join Pact based on
that was
the offer I got from Pact.
That was the first team that disbanded. Okay, no, but anyway, yeah. Obviously, you joined Pact. You did Polish Masters and Challenger League. Obviously, they did get put out of Challenger League, which was unfortunate. But apparently, 3 of your ex-Pact boys are in a major league again, aren't they?
Yeah, they've qualified under their new org Zero, which is 3 out of the 5 Pact guys who are now back in at the LAN event, which is next week.
Fair enough, mate.
So they're still playing.
You did good for that roster with the short time you did have with them. Obviously,
I mean, when I joined, it was a sinking ship, which had half sunk. They were 0-10 in Challenger League. We were bottom of the league by some way. When I joined, kind of went through the analysis that they never had. Changed a little bit of their strats, but not too much because it was such little time, as you say. We ended up ending the season, I believe, 2-1-11. So we won 2 matches. So I mean, showing them just what other teams were doing clearly had some impact on them. And
yeah.
then the Masters League, I mean, well, that's another
Obviously,
story.
you were meant to go to a Polish boot camp that never actually came to tuition.
We walked through the qualifiers. Qualified first time with the M&M roster, which was then Doki, Kendrew, I believe Doki, Kendrew, Saves, and then I can't remember. I think it was Icarex and someone else who was playing. I don't think it was Icarex. I'm not too sure. Someone else was playing. Qualified first. Had to wait 3 weeks for the rest of the qualifiers to be done. Pretty much walked the group stages, but we did, I believe, lose to Invicta at one point, and then had to beat someone else because we dropped to the lower tier, like lower bracket type thing. Got to the LAN, finished second, and between us qualifying from the first qualifier and the LAN, the team M&M were no longer. The spot was then switched to Gamer Legion, which meant that my analysis went straight out the window, and it was the only match we lost, which was harsh. It was tough to take.
Then ended up with the M&M roster, half of the M&M roster that you were with, and half of the T4H roster joining up with Fierce, yeah. And
that wasn't straight after though. That was like a month.
Yeah, that was like a month after, but still.
That was really long. That was a long time to wait for a new team.
Yeah, but then after that, you're a free agent. You're still in the M&M stream team, by the way.
No, I left. I mean, I had to tell Cal that. No, M&M were a great org. Like when I joined M&M.
Yeah, I mean their team's doing good right now. Like they were doing good in Prem,
like the team they've got now. Like,
yeah, Packbull's quite good.
Yeah,
that's all I really know.
Like, Packbull used to be a coach as well. He's kind of went the opposite way. I went from player to analyst and coach, and he went from coach analyst to player. So he's changed, but no, they're really good. M&M are a great org to be under. I mean, I still keep in contact with the owners. The owners are amazing guys. Meeting up with them in 2 weeks at Prem, and then they're going to sort me out with some stuff that Obey can't do because obviously there's such distance between us.
Yeah.
At the moment. So no, I can't wait to meet them. I didn't make it to the last LAN because when I joined M&M, they were halfway through their season. We ended up getting the playoff spot after beating Wind and Rain. Shortly after we beat Wind and Rain, Kayak then joined the team. When Kayak joined the team, they then decided that rather than take me down to Leicester, they took Kayak instead. But that's why Kayak was being the quote-unquote coach. And then after that, when we were prepping for CL calls, I mean, we did miss out really narrowly to I don't know if I should call anyone out here, but a certain BDS member of such had TeamViewer running when we played them, to which we realised after it. You know, that's a topic that we're not going to go too much into. So we did miss out CL calls. I don't think we would have been. No disrespect to the Fierce Boys and Kayak and Tyrant, but I don't think that looking back on that roster, we could have did anything that, say, Kikona Copteri or any of the other bottom three teams could have done.
Speaking about Kikona Copteri, Panari is
full-time streamer now.
Yeah. Shame to see him go, but you know, it was a hard decision for him. It really was, and we need to get back to talking about your current situation in Obey. Obviously, you won Challenger League Season 10 NA, and
exactly a month ago tonight we joined.
Exactly a month ago tonight you joined Obey. Currently, you are in Pro League. You relegated Sonics.
We did.
Which was I can't even say the name. Is it Susquehanna
Sonics?
Susquehanna. I don't know why, but I keep thinking about Saskatchewan, which is in Canada.
Nah, we. I mean, the guys when I joined, like, I did have options in Pro League from EU that I did venture into, did some work for them. Ironically, the team that we disbanded, oh, no, sorry, not disbanded, the team that we relegated, Sonics, I was actually doing work for them when they came across me.
Hmm.
So I could have been on that roster. Maybe could have saved them from relegation, but who knows?
Maybe,
Um,
maybe.
when when we started the Challenge League season, we were 1 game deep, so we played 2 games because of the way the format was this season.
Yeah.
And then I mean, right up until I think we dropped points against Disrupt, which was on like week 4 or something like that, or week
Yeah.
3. Like we just kept smashing everyone. We broke the Challenger League point record for NA this season as well. The guys are absolutely nuts. I know there's been
Obviously, they
some
did
Twitter.
have that EU influence from you, obviously. But another thing is like I was there the moment that you guys relegated Sonics in the Discord. It
Yeah,
was
I'm sure everyone's seen the video from Forrest
it
on
was
Twitter.
it was a very 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 positive energy. I would say it was a bit loud, and
As you can imagine.
it was
Yeah, I lost my breath
yeah.
for a few hours after that. Like
You're like
that was hard to take. That was.
yeah
I mean, it was obviously making your goal, making the champ, making Pro League, making that next step up was a big sort of like wow moment for all of us because like believe it or not, that Obey team, the only people that had featured in anything such as Challenger League, National Leagues, etc., was me being four play
yeah
days with Pact, and
yeah
also Avenai had a season in Challenger League season 9. Forest, Callout, and Grixer have never experienced, and sorry, Forest, Fozo, and Grixer and Callout have never played in
yeah.
anything.
But
This was their first Challenger League season, and they played in the
that's
first
that
season.
that's the thing though, is like there is natural talent out there when it comes to the case of Pro League and things. For example, Dan Empire, man came from Xbox and he slaps. Like
Yep.
he legit came from Xbox. Was it last year? Or was
I'm
it?
not
Because
too.
I know he
I know
was
he had. I
he
know he
he
was in
was
Russian Major League for a while.
yeah, he was newer to Empire. Like my fucking Pro League knowledge is a bit shit, but he was like newer to Empire roster, wasn't he? Like this year or last year?
Yeah, I mean he was on previous. He was on. He came from. It doesn't. I don't know the exact dates, but I know he was on. He was on a team. I think it was called
Cow,
Boost or
I
Boost or
join
Boost or something like that.
and we talk about Empire. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, we're really talking about it's a good point because uh obviously he was talking about Grixer and all that not having any Challenger League or Pro
Experience
League
at all.
experience. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it makes sense because Dan's kind of like that because he was an Xbox player and he did
Yeah.
move to
It's
PC.
much harder for a talent to come through in NA. Like I've had this discussion with
Yeah.
multiple different people when I moved, and had to basically take like a step back and look at everything from the outside looking in, being that I don't know anything about the players, anything about the setups of leagues apart from Challenge League and Pro League,
Hmm.
and like shortly figured out that after teams like those teams that got relegated this season from Challenger League
Yeah.
have nothing to play for, nothing at all. Like
Mate, there was so
USN is so long-winded for such
yeah.
like a LAN event against what 7 pro teams, like now
Yeah.
8 pro teams because Two Faced also made it to pro. But I mean, you need to look at it like NA have got it tough. Like people think, oh,
They
NA's
they do
EU's
that.
better
That's the
than NA,
thing
but
as well. Is like
it's really not.
there is a kind of like a tier system in terms of region. Like personally, I would say EU is tier 1. NA would be tier 2, and I would say LATAM is tier 3, just because of the various different playstyles. Obviously, EU plays more of a objective based game,
Mm.
and
Even
then
LATAM are better, like more
yeah,
better off than what NA
that
are.
that
Like
yeah,
LATAM have
that's
got multiple different, very small,
I
maybe
know what
not
you mean,
even like
but like
non-respected leagues.
yeah. That's what I'm
Like,
saying though, is like if we think of it, like as I was saying, EU is more of an objective based mode where LATAM's on the opposite side of the spectrum where they play for kills mainly. And NA's kind of in a weird middle ground of that. That's
mhm,
why you would call it like tier 2 of regions, in my opinion.
yeah.
Obviously, we don't see Asian regions a lot, or do we? We don't see a lot of Asian teams.
Yeah, it takes a lot to be in any team though. Like you need a
Yeah.
lot of the players in the teams. Like my
It,
guys grinded so much for Pro League, like, so
right,
much.
and also like there is people that see that kind of do see Sleben and Gonfi. You know how they went to Sonics from EU. Some people see that
Yes.
as a kind of an advantage because they're EU players. But the thing about it is like you can't just expect someone from another region who plays the game a lot differently, so different, to just fit into a roster. Like they haven't been with Sonics so long either, which
Nah,
is
like, but you have to remember, even
yeah,
when they did join, they were scrimming for about a month, and then got the news that the visas fell through. So that was like
yeah,
another 2 weeks without it. So it's like they were like 2 weeks where Sonics paid the big time, which is the time that unfortunately I got in contact with them about the analyst position, but
yeah.
obviously made a very good decision not to take it because I'd be NCL right now.
You
No
probably would be.
disrespect to Sonics, but
Yeah, it's no disrespect, but obviously Obey did play better that night. They obviously had more communication and more. But it did. Right, honestly though, it did kind of look like Sonic's game for the first round. Like the first game. But then
yeah, that game was really tight.
it was
Really.
really, really tight. It was looking like Sonic's game, but Obey did uh, kind of. Well, they did bring it back, not kind
the
of.
edge.
Yeah, they took the edge. Obviously, they did have. It shows that they did have better communication and better drone work. And like, you know, as a team, like I like how Navi do it, is because see Navi, they kind of stick close together to get refrags and stuff.
Mm.
Like obviously you're gonna want that in a team. and stuff. Obviously coming
The
from
way
me
that
though.
we approached,
Yeah.
yeah, the way that we approached everything was when we were it started when shortly after I joined, we had the USN Stage 3 finals match versus Katsu,
Mm.
um, whereby, or like semi-finals, I think it was. I think it was semi-finals. Not Katsu, Bra. We had the
Yeah.
finals against Bra, and who are again tier 3, basically ranked team is what NA call them. They beat us 7-3 on Cafe. Everything was really default. After that match, we had a sit down and basically we use a really really good, not sponsored by the way, but we use a really good kind of team based VOD review type thing called
Yeah.
QGG. A
Yeah,
lot of
yeah, we know
teams
what
use that.
QGG.
Yeah,
I've used QGG to help me with casting.
it's really good, really really good program.
Percy gave me the link to it. Big ups.
Yeah.
It is really good. And
Yeah, you can use it for multiple things. The fact that you can share all things and show people perspectives and have everyone involved is what probably made the biggest like impact for
impact.
us.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the thing that we focused on most was, as you'll know yourself from Pro League and EU, the best two teams on Cafe, the teams that you don't want to take to Cafe are Navi and
yeah.
Vitality. So what we did is we closely analysed them in the free time and totally reworked our Cafe. Then we knew that was going to be a map that Sonics were also pretty good at, but having taken that EU
Wait,
look at it,
are we in season 11 right now? Or are we season 10 finals tonight?
it'll be season 11, starting.
Yeah,
I've heard different things. I've heard January. I've heard between
because
January and
yeah,
October. But
you will be in season 11.
yeah, we'll be season 11. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
all on Wikipedia. It's all the stuff's already
yeah.
updated.
I should have done my research like more in
Yeah,
depth on it, but I didn't have enough time. But
season 11.
obviously season 10 finals tonight.
Yep, that's right.
Uh,
1 a.m.
we
Lovely.
we're gonna
Can't
need to
wait to
watch
stay
that
up and
stuff.
ruin my
Yeah.
sleeping pattern.
Who cares about your sleeping pattern, mate? Got to watch some
Yeah,
Pro League in it.
yeah, that's right.
Other things. Obviously, you as an analyst, you have improved. You've got a portfolio of over 2,000 analytics,
Probably
don't you?
3,000.
Yeah,
Yes.
probably
Like,
3,000 at this point.
yeah,
Because I do
I've done a
remember
lot.
you were doing a decent amount of work for like Pact and all that before you even joined them. You did stuff. Didn't you do stuff for Did you
I've
do
done
stuff for
stuff.
Eminem before you left T4H?
No.
No, no.
No, because when I was in T3H, they still had Elegance in the Eminem lineup with Gig, because
Oh
it was
yeah.
still old Eminem. Now the teams that I did work for, obviously, I did a short stint for Dearly. for Fabian's academy team. Basically, just like basic stuff they wanted just to improve, and that was when they had Aller in the team.
Yeah.
Obviously, Eminem, Obey, and Pact are the main three. I did short stints for Sonics, as I mentioned, and then I also did 2 trial periods before I moved to Obey for Penta and Vitality. So yeah, my portfolio is pretty stacked, and there's a lot of work in there. Many hours, many long nights, and I've seen every hour on the clock doing analysis. To be honest.
Right. I need an answer to this. Apparently, Swayze helped you with some analytics at some point. Is this true?
Swayze does assist on the formulas because he's a spreadsheet beast. So yeah, no, Swayze he's helped me. I've helped him. He's helped me on mostly the formulas, and then I've done him a favor
Yeah.
by helping him with these templates and stuff. We both do it differently. I agree every analyst should do it differently. Never ever take on board other people's work because it never ever works unless it doesn't work for you. Like the way I do my analytics is totally different from maybe what other pro analysts do. Like I like to have my work done very quickly and precisely, but never miss out any information. Like Swayze is a lot more. I'm sure he won't mind me saying this, but like my analysis is a lot more counter analytics. So I'm more likely focus on like what maps the team's playing, how many times they've won, tied, and lost, what maps they're banning, what maps other teams ban against them, and why. Operator bans, and then I go into detail on like even like individual operator picks and
Tell me.
percentages on stuff like that. So like I kind of totally counter analyze the opposite team to the point where going into a match, it's simply we prep for their weakest stuff. A lot of analysts do that, but Swayze goes in. Analysts have different kind of perspectives on things. Like Swayze is a lot more percentage wise. Like he goes into like details of like cost and like how much individual players affect certain rounds. And
he goes into
I'm gonna start implementing what they call the it's like the round percentage. So like if you
Mean
want to
Academy
see,
is looking for an analyst. Mate, we have like 2 analysts
we
as
have
players. One's a pro league one, one's a prem one.
Yeah. Hashtag analysts can play.
Well,
like
we'll see what happens.
A lot of people do their analysts differently, but the main thing is making sure it works for your team and making sure it works for you, because the main priority should be you at the end of the day before anything else. But if your team aren't taking on my analytics haven't changed. They have changed, but like the base template hasn't. I've maybe added some things to it, but like you need to have a team that's going to outright use every piece of that information. And it's always better to have a coach, because I did do the coaching, analytics, and management all on one. I did that on Pact and Eminem. It was really hard to do, and then I kind of made a decision after leaving Eminem that I wanted to just focus on my analytics, and it's worked wonders. Going from being able to do 3 things to just focusing on one, having a much bigger kind of portfolio and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh no, chat's lighting up right now. But anyway, coming to it, back to it anyway. What was I gonna say? Obviously, you did have your runs in these teams. Now you're a pro league analyst, so you can't. No one can say shit. You made it. Obviously, don't want to go too in depth in it, but there was a few people trying to, post some old shit, which I don't agree with. And that was a hell of a day for you, I assume. And obviously, you don't want to talk about
The
it.
day after. Yeah. Nah, the day after. Everything's been cleared up.
Yeah, everything's been cleared up.
I've not heard anything. Like, it was dumb stuff that I've said in the past, whereby I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm an angel. I'm not going to sit here and say that I've never said anything I shouldn't. But
I mean, you're a cunt at times, but you're a good guy. You're a good guy. Just
like the way that I've always said it, and I've always said to anybody, is that I will treat people how they treat me as an individual, and the way back. Apart from Bella. Bella's a totally different human. But I mean, Bella's me and Bella have a love hate relationship, shall we say?
mainly.
Yeah, Yeah, see, I said that. Love-hate relationship. We both love each other, but we both hate each other. But now, on like to be real about it, anyone that treats me as respect as an individual, we get on together, etc., etc. I will always help
Wait,
them in
nah, nah,
anything that they
nah.
can do.
He loves me. I hate him.
Yeah,
Oof,
that's
oof.
if that's how we're gonna keep it.
That's how the love hate comes in.
Yeah, see, that's we have the same opinion on one another, so yeah, we have the same opinion. But nah, anybody that I've seen with potential and obviously able to help them, then I've done that in the past. I helped Our get out of the Polish scene because he was really in a bit of a
Yeah,
down in the dump situation where he'd been in there before. He'd not really progressed. He'd finished second twice. He hated the Polish kind of outlook on things. There was no progression. He'd when he got into Challenger League, his team didn't work out the way it went, and now he's on Emkers, which is the former Endgaming team. He's smashing it out in the Italian league.
mm.
I've got them down as being a team that's going to qualify for Challenger League Season 11, along with Salamander and
Yeah.
Existence. Like, I mean, that Challenger League Season 11 in EU is going to be probably better than last season's predictions. I think Challenger League I think EU is going to have two leagues, Challenger and Pro, that could basically take on any other region, and regardless of what level it's at.
Obviously, like right now at the moment, right. All I'm gonna say is there's not. Right, so there is some UK talent, but there is one problem with the UK scene. It is toxic as fuck.
The problem with the UK scene is it's not necessarily the players that are toxic; it's patterns that evolve in teams.
Yeah.
So like you'll have teams such as like, for instance, the boys that are now or were demised, like Dowie and Shattered and those guys and like
But
Reese and
obviously,
stuff.
you
Those
don't
guys
need
have been playing
worry.
together for
Yeah.
a long time.
All I gotta say though is
Uh,
you don't need to worry too much since you're technically in the NA scene now.
yeah, like I don't take to do any drama or anything like that. Drama somehow always finds
Because
itself to me.
it's you're not in the scene.
And
Like
yeah,
even though
I'm
you're
not in the scene,
from
but
the place and you used to be in the scene, you're not in the
yeah.
scene. You're essentially
What
like
yeah.
you're the opposite of
Above it,
Helby.
yeah. Yeah, opposite of Hellby, exactly, that's it. But
He's the
looking at
fucking
it like from a
yeah.
homegrown, like kind of grassroots league, it's not the players that are the issues. It's like the teams that they get themselves into. It's like a pattern that they don't change. So like in NA, and NA gets slated for it a lot. They make a lot of roster changes, but
Mm.
the roster changes that they make are based off of situations that do happen in UK, but they just don't make the roster changes. They'll maybe end the team or disband it, but
Yeah.
then they'll make the team again with the same team minus like one player or something like that.
Yeah, minus one
So the
player
same
or
pattern, yeah, the same
yeah.
pattern happens over again.
But
So I mean, if that kind of changes in the UK, then obviously it'll improve
yeah,
as
it
well.
it definitely needs to improve because things are
That's my
happening in
analytics on
the
the UK.
yeah things
Analytics
are
on the UK.
happening and things are dying and things are sprouting up and then proceed to die then sprouting up again then dying again. It's a come back to life, die,
Mm.
yeah, and
I mean, I've
it's
also don't get me wrong though. Like even at Obey, like we have when I joined, obviously the guys were pretty intrigued as to how the UK and EU etc. works. We have scrimmed some EU teams, and we are going to continue scrimming EU teams on the weekends. Obviously at a top, as highest as possible level, but I mean, no disrespect to any of these teams that are national levels and stuff, but they are better than what the NA scene has to offer. Like my guys before were scrimming the same team like 2 or 3 times a week. Like NA tier 3 is very hard to get out of because like if you're not in a say if you're not mates with pros and challenge league players, you won't get anywhere.
yeah
So like that's why it's very hard to find a team in the EU that are willing to play on 80 ping, but at the same time, then we have had some teams come forward and say that they would be interested in it, and it's a benefit for both teams really. I mean, my guys are improving based off of how other regions play, so that if we do then go internationally with the pro
yeah
league, which I hope we do, then we're kind of somewhat prepared because we've done some work with the NAEU crossover, and then
yeah
on the other hand, they're scrimming a pro team at the end of the day. So
yeah
I mean, it helps
Obviously,
anyway,
your
but
best options are just Challenger League teams, or if you can get EU Pro League teams and stuff.
yeah, I mean, EU Pro League's hard to get at the moment, based off of some of them are taking breaks, some of them are playing tonight. Two of
Yeah.
them are playing tonight.
It's
Japan,
who's playing again? It's Navi and
Giants and Navi,
Giants. Yeah,
yeah,
Giants.
or Lestream, whatever you want to call
The old Listerine team.
it. Yeah.
Mate, it was actually a shock not to see G2 or fucking Empire
G2
play.
will be at Six Invitational.
Oh yeah, the Week 6
I don't
invitations.
like. I know it's gonna. I know people are saying, oh, like they qualify through OGA pit. G2 had an off season, but that's just going back to roster changes. They made a roster change with Eunice, bringing in
Yeah.
Uno. Uno is not the problem in that team. It takes time to gel
To
in together.
adapt
Yeah.
and
So
stuff.
they had an off season, but look at. I mean, they brought it back. They finished above Empire. They drew on points with Vitality. Vitality had a great season.
Yeah.
In Pro League. But G2 were out of the running pretty much, wrote off after play day when they brought Uno in, and they turned it around once they had the time to do it. So they just narrowly missed out on it. But I
Yeah.
don't believe that there's a team going to OGA pit, maybe outside. I mean, Space Station and Luminosity are really good. Liquid have proven in the past that they can beat G2, but
Yeah.
I mean, anything can happen at LAN, and LAN's totally different than an online build.
Yeah, because
So,
land there's less ping issues, bullets connect better.
yep, that is
It
correct.
it's like apparently the UMP 45 LAN is crazy.
I've heard. I've heard that as well.
I've heard
Yeah.
so many things about UMP 45 being crazy at
Mhm.
LAN. Like it just makes you wonder what other guns are gonna be fucking mental playing on LAN.
Hopefully the MPX because it's dog shit on ranked. It's a
I
P
mean,
shooter.
it is a P shooter, but
Um,
like you can still do things with it.
if you can sit tight for 15, 20 seconds till I go and jump to get my dinner, and then I'll be back
Go
in
for
like
it.
20
I'll
seconds.
interact with a big chat in it.
Interact with the chat. Not Bella though.
Oh, I don't care what he says. I'm interacting with them. Hello, Bella. Hello, Brad. Hello, everybody that is in the chat. Even if Bugs is friends or anyone that's here for Bugs tonight is here. Hello, I welcome you to the Lamb channel. Other things? Hi, Bella. Anyway, as you know, it's LambCast. And PSA. I know I've said it about 10 million times, but it is my birthday today. Yay. Things. Good. Yeah. Amazing. Yay. Thanks, Bella. No, it wasn't yesterday, right? It was today. It is today. Still. It is. Massive poggers. Anyway, this is a very interesting conversation so far. It's very, very nice. Thank you, Cal. Oh wow, Brad, that's just rude, mate. That is just rude. You don't hear me calling you, even though I'm part Irish and the rest of me is like Russian and Scottish. You know, just because my second name's Big O'Donnell, mate. Just Big Nathan. He's call him Northern. I'm actually from the western part of Scotland. But anyway, like coming back to it, Bugs is grabbing dinner. No, I'm not done with the cast. Jesus Christ, Cal. No, Bugs is just getting some din-dins, as we like to call it sometimes. No, Bradison, so northern. Very, very nice. Anyway, how is everyone in chat today? Watching LambCast live, as usual. Not as usual. Dry spell of guests. Views have dropped, but that's okay. Anyway. This is very awkward. Very awkward. What's LambCast? Very good question, Cal. Very, very good question. LambCast is a show that I founded with Gas Eyes and Squeaky back in, I don't know, it's 19 weeks ago. I have no clue when it was founded. And Big Bora has just messaged. It's a pog. Get me on. Let me speak the truth. No, no, Bradley. No truth. No tea spilling. Boy says 15 seconds. Oh, I think he's coming back. I hear the plate. Come on, big man. Oh, yes, the plate. What have you got to eat?
Apologies.
What have you got to eat?
I have something called a nacho chicken, which you can get from Asda, which is basically 2 pieces of chicken with a cheese, like kind of Mexican sauce over it with nachos, and then potato wedges with some sweet chili sauce that we don't get from, or I thought we had Heinz, but we don't. So we have McDonald's that we've saved from previous meals. So, proper
Fucking hell.
council dinner here.
Yes! Next thing you know, you'll be eating frozen hamwitches.
Well, I will be because me and my girlfriend are moving out on Wednesday. So
Mate, do you actually eat hamwitches though?
I don't know what that is, to be honest.
Mate, I don't, like, fucking, the first time I ever seen one, I was like, what the fuck is this? It's basically like a deep fried piece of ham with cheese in the middle of it.
Well, you know you've really made it to council dinners when you're eating spam.
Oh. Spam and eggs, mate. Ease.
Or as there's own bangers and mash in the microwave.
Yay! Fucking hell. You know, I couldn't imagine life without a nice steak and some rice.
I see in chat we were all doing happy birthday lamb.
Huh? Oh, aye, we're doing happy
Your
birthday,
birthday
lad.
today or yesterday?
Yeah, it's today.
It's today.
Yeah, made a
I
post
seen your
about it.
tweet, but I was like half asleep, so I thought I don't think I actually wished you happy birthday, but happy birthday.
Thanks, son. Thanks, son. Creative code runs out and you can't afford to do it. Yikes. Steak, homemade chips, and peppercorn sauce. Sounds decent.
Bella, you need to type in chat. How do you eat your steak?
Meat is murder. Shut up, Brad. Shut up. Mate. See the gym I'm at, right? There's a Greg's on the way into the gym I go to. And there's a vegan. Every time I go in to get something, right, there's a vegan sausage roll. They only make one vegan sausage roll. And I think it's the same one from last Monday.
Nah, look at what
Aye.
Bella just said. I am about to be sick.
What's she right? Rare, medium.
Immediate. That's wrong.
I don't like well done.
Yes, that's the only way you eat steak. Well done. You need to cook the thing.
That's true. But steak.
That's
I
like
usually
you said, how do you like your chicken?
raw.
Raw? You want a raw chicken?
Fucking raw. Can't. No, but anyway, getting back to
I like having a jaw when eating steak.
I mean, you can.
Yeah, I like to make sure my food's cooked.
You know what's the best way to have steak? Sous vide, then pan seared. Ooh. Even butter basted. Butter basted steak. Ooh. It is.
I'm still mooing on the plate. Right, that's. Let me get the RSPCA in here.
This fucking eats a live cow, mate.
That's disgusting.
Oh.
That is vile.
Mate, do you know there's a video of a guy eating raw meat? Like, he only eats raw meat.
Brad, by the sound of it.
Nah, mate. It's like some American guy. Just eats
Bye,
raw
Bella.
steak. See you later, Bella. Have a good one. But I don't know how it's devolved into this, but basically there was this guy in America on the show Freaky Eaters, and he used to eat raw meat. Just straight up raw meat, like raw steak and all that. But he didn't get, like, expensive stuff that you could probably eat raw. He got
Like,
really cheap stuff. No, it was, like, really cheap bargain stuff. It was actually minging. Yeah, he's alive. Guy could have died, though. Of, like...
I know, I wouldn't be buying my dinners for home. B&M bargains.
Talking about B&M bargain steak Swiss.
Oh, you're back, Swiss? Oh, We just got done talking about how we're going to win Pro League Season 11.
Yes. Pro League Season 11. Hashtag beat TSM. There's only hype around that roster because Bolo's in it. I refuse to believe otherwise.
I mean, well, they have achieved. Achieve's a really top player.
Yeah, true. True.
The thing that really annoyed everyone across all the kind of regions looking in is Jarvis getting dropped and then going and Gotcha kind of, well, very quote unquote, other people were saying that he's snaked his way into the team.
Huh.
I don't believe Gotcha wants to be a player personally, but he did have a stint playing for EG. I think he's
Fair.
classified as the sub, as most coaches are on
Yeah.
NA. And that's maybe how it happened. But I mean, TSM weren't in a position to pick up anyone after Biologic had to leave due to personal reasons. So
Yeah.
I mean, TSM had a rough season, but I think you're right. Most of the hype does come around. Obviously, Bolo's huge following.
Yeah.
I mean, but you have to look at it. They basically were 3 points off getting relegated. So I mean, if they have another season like that, they might well be the NA Penta.
Need to step their shit up.
People don't realise how high the standards are in NA Pro League. Like obviously,
they are quite high. Obviously,
you need to beat the big ones to stay in.
Frickin' Dark Zero and whatever.
Reciprocity, EG.
Yeah.
I mean, EG.
Reciprocity.
Reciprocity.
Reciprocity. How the fuck?
Reciprocity.
I don't know why I thought they were called Team Reciprocity. I can't say.
No,
I can't say.
Reciprocity.
Reciprocity. Reciprocity.
Yes, that's the one.
Reciprocity. Wait, what? No, I'm kidding on. But anyway, coming back to it, obviously, you've ventured your way through the Pro League scene. You are playing in Season 11 of, well, you're not personally playing.
No.
But you're an analyst for a Season 11 Pro League team.
Yep.
Who will do well, I will say.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Let's not jinx it.
I mean, it's very hard for us to do what Navi and Vitality did. As I say, the NA scene is very hard to kind of grind through the Pro League season. I'd like to see us do something similar to maybe what Vitality did and stay in the running. Not get relegated but retain our spot. I think that's what our main aim is to do as a team. But I mean, to go and do what Navi did is asking a lot.
Yeah.
It's like a David and Goliath situation with Dark Zero at the minute. Like Dark Zero were head and shoulders above any team that's this season. And
yeah, and one of their players is like 30.
Brandon.
Is that the bald guy?
Yeah, BC.
He looks like Matt Lucas a bit. I'm not gonna lie. He looks like an American Matt Lucas. I love it.
He's a really good player.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Well, the thing that NA have got that maybe EU don't have, because due to people retiring and leaving the scene, etc. Like NA have still got a lot of their core roster, like EG, like Young is still there from year one.
Yeah.
BC and all that, they've been to like the majority of them been around, maybe not teamed together, like Hot and Cold from Flipside Tactics. Like, a lot of these players have been in the scene for a long time. Some have stuck together more than others, but the cores of the team tend to stick.
Yeah.
Whereas in EU, I mean, looking at it, really, you've got G2. I mean, you could say Empire, but they've not been around too long.
Yeah.
I mean, Vitality have changed quite a bit.
Definitely.
So, I mean, yeah, it's tough to say. Like, both regions have their own problems, but both regions have their own pros as well.
Yeah. Just some have more pros.
Some have more pros than others. Some have cons.
But you know, at the end of the day, it's NA Pro League.
It's Pro League. It's Pro League.
Pro League is Pro League.
still have to grind out the same way you have to do for any other region. Still have the players have to still win the same amount of games as any other region. There's no easy way to do it.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
Sways.
But I've got
Stop
no doubts in my
talking
guy.
shit.
I've got no doubts that my guys will perform to a reasonable standard. Better
Yeah.
than Wind and Rain anyway.
Fuck some beef, but we ain't gonna speak on that.
What was the meme you used, Lamb? What was this? What was
No. That was Cal's meme, not mine. Oh shit. I'm not cutting that. I can't be bothered. I'm not gonna have another episode 17. I'm not gonna have another episode 17 where I'm too lazy to fucking edit it. Just go into it. Fuck it.
Nah, people. Again, it's like a story where Syzygy got into CL, Wind and Rain got into Prem. Teams other people in this community predicted that these teams weren't going to perform. Syzygy did, Wind and Rain didn't. Simple. Can't take anything away with that. They still got there in the first place.
Yeah. They still got there. And, you know, they've achieved the goal of Pro League, which is very nice. I don't know why I'm talking in syllables, but it's okay. Anyway. Meme Academy. Let's talk about that before we end.
Oh, yes.
So, as you know, Meme Academy's back and not as strong as ever. It was never strong, but you know, when you
never
got
strong, but it beat evil.
Oh yikes. It did. But still, you know, Silver 4 getting an ace. Pog. But anyway,
Silver 4 getting an ace. Fraser getting two Chanka kills.
We didn't right. We got penny losers bracket. We won 3 games.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, that it was something for the roster we had. It was something.
Especially at the time, I mean, Jane Ralphie were streamers.
And the fact of the matter is we lost to the main roster for our org.
Yep. We could only be defeated by ourselves.
Yeah. So no matter what, we won.
Yep. So.
Then obviously that roster made it to LAN.
Teams need to take notes. Don't make academy teams. Make staff meme academy teams.
Apparently, Secret have entered promos.
Entered.
Prem promos, like actual promos.
Yep, they have. They're trying to retain their spot. The only reason they didn't play this week is to focus on OGA, which paid off for them big time, making LAN on that.
Mate, I swear if we get put up against fucking Secret, that's it done.
Well,
we probably
there is
won't.
that possibility. We can because they haven't played. We haven't played.
Shit.
So we'll need to wait and see what. Is it Tuesday? What Tuesday brings?
Tuesday, yeah, we might get put up against Big Leon and his crew. Oh no. That would be fucking funny though. And see if we actually manage to take a game. If we manage to take at least a couple of rounds against Secret, we have to take that as a little bit of a win. We have to take that as a little bit of a win.
Correct.
Because otherwise, like, what's the point? We can't have this be another fucking martial punishment situation.
Well, hopefully we won't have an Ash in the middle of a room in the corner.
Oh, mate, we won't, because Crozzy doesn't exist in comp anymore.
Oh, that's good. That was the
That was the team
worst
Omos
experience
and
of my life.
Anarchic were on before. But, you know, that game was that was a hype game in my opinion, mainly because I'm one of the reasons we only won a round. I was one of the reasons we won a round because I came upstairs as Capital. I just didn't do what I was told. I fucking came down the stairs, took out the Clash in the fucking castle.
Yep.
Shit was yikes. But then we played some two rando teams. Then we played obviously the Evo roster.
I can't even remember who we played apart from those.
I don't know. I don't think the teams are together anymore. I haven't heard of any of them, like, ever.
No.
Ever after that. Like, we only had one interaction with them, then it was like, no.
Yep.
But
I remember we played a team that set the game up, but that was it.
yeah. It was a pog. Let's just say that. Then came the whole scandal of things that we will not talk about. one of the reasons we were in a 4v5, which we will never talk about.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, apart from that, yeah. Got anything you want to plug on my small channel? That's still bigger than yours though, so I'm happy.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
Okay. Okay.
Plug something.
Nah.
Twitch.tv/TheRealBugs.
Yeah, I mean, if you do ever want to come and watch, then feel free. The gameplay isn't always there, but the reactions when I get killed are quite something.
Yeah, and if you're any of Bugs' friends, follow me.
Yeah, 100%. Give Lam a follow.
You
He's
should
not
also
actually-
re-follow me.
Yep. Well,
Mainly on Twitter and Twitch, because I don't spam anymore. Because I don't stream
Oh.
twice a day every day.
Ah, there you go. Nah,
Yeah.
I mean, that was because you were posting like 5 times a day. Stream ended, stream got, stream up, stream ended, stream got. I was like, wait, when is this guy actually live?
Mate, I don't actually stream any. Like I do stream, but I don't stream as fucking much. I'm not lost passion necessarily. I just don't have the time. I'm focusing on getting streamers in.
Fair enough. Yeah, you're no longer Mr. Assistant. You are the man.
The man of the team. But anyway, if that's it. Thank you, Mr. Bugs Obey.
Thanks for having me on. And Sway's still going at it with the Rogue Nation. I wonder if he'll ever get fed up.
But anyway, as I said, if you do not follow me and you want to catch LambCast every week, follow. We've had some very good guests. We had a dry spell, but we've had good guests, I promise. This is one of them. It was a good conversation.
And
we didn't.
Can we promise we'll be back next week on that?
As in Meme Academy episode?
No, as in the next LambCast next Friday.
Yeah, LambCast will be back.
Mm.
One thing I've never missed is a LambCast.
Well, I look forward to see who the next one is.
Yes.
They've got high standards.
Yes.
They've got a bar to beat now, that'd be no.
Easy.
No ego intended, just the conversation lasted quite a while.
It did, and it didn't really go off course. Apart from the council dinners. But anyway, as I said, if you don't follow me...
apart from my mum not putting dinner on the plate for me.
Yeah, true. But anyway, this has been LambCast. Declan, aka Bugs, has joined me tonight. And a good night.
Good night.